It's dingy. It's stretched. Oh, does it smell? It's so old. What is it? It's Carl's Old Bag. And now for your host, the Carl.
All right, everybody. Welcome to another episode of the Carl's Old Bag. I am your host, the Old Bag himself, the Carl. So once again, it's a nice, beautiful Friday outside when I record this episode. I hope everybody had a good week. When you listen to this, I think it's going to be Wednesday. So once again, I would like to thank everybody for listening in and checking out the podcast. And also, as you probably know by now, the YouTube channel is up too. It's still pretty early, but there's some very cool stuff coming your way. So why don't you go up to YouTube, check out the Phoenix Fire podcast, and subscribe, like, or leave a comment or two. All right, today I'm going to change it up a little bit. This is usually when I reach into my old bag to pull out a CD by, totally, completely random. But today I'm going to do a little bit different. I've been thinking about doing this for a while. I'm going to grab a CD and talk about it, like reminisce. One of those albums that really hit me really hard. Something that just completely, I wouldn't say changed my life, but had a huge impact on my life. So today, it is Kiss, Creatures of the Night from 1982. Now, everybody have heard of Kiss. Everybody is probably sick of their, every year they have a farewell tour. But whatever you think about the band, this band has an enormous impact on culture that few bands will ever have. And for me, it's not just the image and all that stuff. I remember being a kid and you saw the posters of Gene Simmons and all that stuff, and the makeup and the stage blowing up and all that stuff. Of course, that was cool as shit. So I went out and bought, I didn't, my dad did. I was like 7, 8. Bought me Destroyer. This is the first album of Kiss I ever heard. And I just fell in love with the music as well. They have so many fantastic songs. So I remember there was a radio show back home in the old country, Sweden, that played 2 songs from this album. And back in the days, you had to listen to that show when it was aired, or you would miss it forever. So there I sat with my tape recorder and was ready to record. You gotta hit 2 buttons at the same time, record and play. Make damn sure that cassette starts rolling. So the 2 songs that I heard was the song title track, Creatures of the Night, and Danger. And I remember rewinding those songs, I can't tell you how many times. Hundreds of times listening to those 2 songs. So when this album finally came out, I don't even remember how I figured that out. My sister was working in a big city because I was 12 at the time. And I asked her to buy me this album, and she did. And the cover is simple. It's just the 4 guys in the band, but their eyes are glowing. And that blew me away. This was, of course, the LP, the vinyl back in the days. This was before the days of CDs and all that stuff. I absolutely love this album, Creatures of the Night. I can't tell you how many times I have listened to this album. This is ridiculous. Everything about this album is so good. I like the way it sounds. It's pretty raw. I believe this was the first time the late, great drummer Eric Carr was credited on one of their albums. And he brought it. He brought the thunder. The drums on this album is massive, very aggressive compared to some of the other stuff. Creatures of the Night is an amazing song. Saint and Sinner, Danger, and of course a classic on here, I Love It Loud. I think everybody have heard it, even though they might not know it's Kiss. Check out Creatures of the Night and see what you think from 1982. This album just don't feel like a regular Kiss album for some reason. It is, of course. Great songwriting, great production. Everybody in the band is killing it. They hit some kind of a perfect storm with this album, in my opinion. And they never really reached this level again, I don't think. Not saying they did any good stuff, they did, but this album for me is fantastic. Kiss, Creatures of the Night from 1982. And that was all for me today. I think the old bag has talked enough. Thanks for listening in. Come back next week for another episode of the Phoenix Fire Podcast. And maybe I'll do this again. Take it easy, everybody. I am the Carl. Bye-bye.